Hey guys, I've completed all of the Legends Championship qualifiers for 2022, and I wanted to share these videos with you in full. I want to talk through all of the individual workouts without any cuts, just start to finish. This is exactly how I got through these workouts. I'm going to talk about what my plan was, and then how I think I executed my plan. I'm also going to talk about optimizations and little techniques that I have when I'm doing these types of qualifiers or any qualifier that helps me navigate quickly through them and helps me keep a really decent pace, whether I'm doing them by myself or whether I'm doing them with somebody else, which I was able to do that a little bit. So this is gonna be really fun. I wanna jump right in, and there will be chapter markers in this video below so that you can skip to event number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 and not have to skim. You can actually skip to the specific chapters in the description below. Just find that and go ahead and do that. Anyway, let's jump into event number 1. Really quick, before we jump into these events, I want to invite you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps support the channel. It lets YouTube know that this is a favorable video. It's something that's helpful for the masters and the CrossFit community. I appreciate it. Now let's jump into these workouts. All right, let's kick it off with event number 1. What we've got here is 27 calories on the rower, 27 burpees over the rower, 21, 21, 15, 15, 9, and 9. So this opening part on the row, I decided to give it a good go. I felt pretty good after my warm-up. Felt like giving it a decent push because going through this workout isn't going to overly tax me on the row. This is just a hard workout. The overall strategy that I wanted to go into this workout with was give a good push on the row, be really consistent on the burpees, especially the 27, the 21, the 15, and then on the 9, just go all out on the row, go all out on the burpees, and then we're done. It's really a pretty fast workout. So that was my plan, and that's what I did. You can see I'm actually at Panchek's gym, and Scott's gym is in somewhere in Ohio, somewhere around Cleveland, Ohio, which is where I'm at right now. So he and I were actually chatting about the strategy on the step-ups going into the burpees, or the burpee step-ups. And he was saying that he was really liking a burpee step-up with the inside leg and then stepping up with the outside leg and jumping over the rower. And what that does is that has you switching legs with every step-up. And that is something that I do with all of my burpee into anything. If I'm doing burpee box jump overs, I step up with the opposite leg on either side of the box in order to keep just kind of, not get unbalanced, or in other words, get very balanced in my burpee step-ups. Some people step up with their right leg only, and that's fine. I just like to be able to be really ambidextrous with my legs. So I practiced Scott's version, stepping up with the inside leg and then hopping over the rower. But it turns out I really liked stepping up with the outside leg and then hopping over the rower. And if you'll look at these burpees here, I am trying to create a rhythm, like a rhythmic machine to keep myself consistent on these burpees. It was literally like down, up, up, jump, down, up, up, jump, down, up, up, jump, down. And that just has me moving consistently and quite fast through these burpees. 27 is a lot, and I remember feeling at around rep 18, I was like, ugh, this is pretty gross. Okay, so now I'm breathing heavy, and my goal on this second row on 21 was to go at around 1,400 calories, to stay right around 1,400, high 13, low 1,400 calories. On the first row, I was just talking through that row, but I was hitting about 1,700 to 1,800 calories on that first row. I really felt fine, like really getting that engine going. I felt like that was just totally fine. Here with the 21 calories, I'm definitely more out of breath. My legs are a little smoked, and I'm wanting to catch my breath, keep things fairly calm, so that when it comes to the burpees, I can move quickly, I can move with purpose, and I can step up, hop over, drop, step up, hop over, and drop. One of the things that some people really like to do on workouts like this is they like to have these straps on the row be a very specific length. Like, just they'll find a length on those straps so that they can slip their feet in and slip their feet out really easily. And I do like that if I have to get in and out of that rower a lot of times in a workout. With this workout, we were in and out of the rower, let's see, 27, 21, 59, only 4 times. I guess 8 times when we think of getting in and then getting out. So in order to maximize my ability on the row, I did tighten the straps on each of the rower straps for each row, and I loosened them when I got out of them. I just chose to do that. That probably cost me 3 or 4 seconds, but it made me feel like my feet were really secure on that row, and I do like that feeling. So back to 21 burpees. Again, I'm using that same method. Pop, bop, jump, drop. Outside, inside, hop, drop. Outside, inside, hop, drop. I mean, just trying to hold that rhythm. I mean, it's literally like that in my head. I didn't have any music going because I'm using my phone to record the video, so I don't have music going. So I just find a rhythm and I try to hold that rhythm, which I think is a good way to find yourself pacing fairly quickly. At this point, I've got a decent amount of pain. There's no doubt. I am slower than I want to be getting into that rower. I could have moved with a little bit more intensity getting into the rower, get my feet in there and just get pulling on that rower, but I was fatigued, and you know, honestly, this is not something I'm aiming for qualification on. I just want to have a really good demonstration for you guys. So if this was qualifier, like if this was the semifinals for the CrossFit Games, which is literally like the biggest qualifier of the year for me, I am getting in there and strapping those feet in and grabbing that rower fast, and I'm going. I am truly selling my soul on this workout. Here, I would say I was giving about 90% effort. I haven't really had any intensity since the CrossFit Games, so this had some nice intensity for me. I've been doing some triathlon training on the side, kind of a little bit of an off season for me. Now I'm on the 15s on these burpees, and I think I'm moving at a decent clip here. Maybe even a little faster in my mind because it's only 15, but I'm definitely going with that. Oops, I brought that inside foot up on that last rep there. Got confused. That happens. I'm breathing at a high pace when I'm doing these burpees. You know, a lot of times I try to find a pace with my breathing. Like wall balls, I have a very consistent pace on how I breathe on wall balls. How I breathe on the rower, you know, it's like 2 breaths per stroke on the rower. When I'm doing burpees like that, there's not a lot of trying to figure out how to breathe. It's just, you know, breathing consistently as I work my way through those burpees. So here we are, finishing up this last row. I decide to just give it a good push, and I'm pushing as hard as I can, and I'm not quite to 1,500 calories as a pace right here, but I'm just trying to get to 9 as quick as I can. I was looking up at the clock and I was like, maybe I could go sub 6 on this, but I can't go sub 6. It's not going to happen. I am just going to get through these burpees just as quick as I can, and now with only 9 left, we could turn on the afterburners. Pain is super high, but I'm definitely not doing all of my burpees like this in a workout like this. It's just not sustainable, but I can do them for this last set of 9 because that's it. All I got to do is do 9 and then I'm done. I think this may be the last one. I'm done. Look at the clock. 7:13. It was gross at the end. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It didn't feel good. You know, would I change anything in that workout for me? Probably not. If I needed to go faster, I'd be faster on the transitions. That's just about it. But that's how I got through workout number 1. I thought it was really fun. I enjoyed it. It was fast. It was a burner. And I can't wait to jump into workout number 2. All right, now let's jump into event 2. I'm still at Scott Panchek's gym in CrossFit Mentality. And that's Fee Sagafi actually stretching or doing some accessory work in the background. Scott started the clock. He was doing a workout just behind the camera. And so I jumped in to share that clock. We kick off this workout with 21 toes to bar, then 15 front squats, and we do that 3 times. Really fast workout, and in my mind, my plan on this workout was unbroken. Simple enough, unbroken. Take a breath or 2 in transition between one movement and the other movement, but other than that, this is an unbroken workout. There's just no reason for me to break this up whatsoever. That is the plan that I had going into this one. So I'm done with my toes to bar already. Those are quick and easy. I'll talk about those when I get back to those toes to bar. Front squats. All right, here we go. So I had a little back injury after the CrossFit Games, or a little soreness in my back, not an injury. So it was nice to actually get repping through some front squats again, post-games. These felt great. When I was warming up, they felt slightly heavy, but once I got going, it was no problem. I like to try to go all the way down, literally get a spring off the bottom on front squats, keeping my elbows high and my grip super loose, because this is a workout that is 100% grip. Like, my grip was fatigued already. I felt that. And that's the number one factor for me when I'm doing toes to bar. I know I can do the unbroken sets as long as I can hang on to that bar. So when I'm doing toes to bar, my goal is to get my grips up over the bar as high as I can. Literally choking up on that bar is one way to put it. False grip, getting really high, and having those grips literally, or having that bar pinch the grips at my wrist. So most of the pressure is on my wrist, not on my hands. Do big swings. I don't mind doing big swings on toes to bar in order to remain unbroken. There's a faster way to do toes to bar, but it's costly because I'd have to break up those sets. So that is a kind of restful set of 21 right there. Just a little bit of fatigue kicking in my wrist. Now I'm in this front rack position, trying to hold on with just 2 fingers and loosen my grip as much as I can, but I can definitely feel the fatigue in my forearms building up. And I'm thinking right here, this last set of 21 toes to bar is going to be really dicey. It's going to be tough. I'm going to give it a go because I want to go unbroken, and that was my plan. But this could get really tough. Front squats are, again, not a big problem. I'm pretty sure I paused at rep number 10 just to take one extra breath, or maybe it was rep number 8 or 9 or something, just to take a breath. Now I'm headed back. I'm chalking up because I want a good amount of chalk. I want to really stick to that bar because I know my grip is going to be super fatigued. So it's a breath, trying to go quick, making sure the straps are tight, get up there, and just get moving. I didn't get a good grip on that bar, so I had to do 2 sort of toes to bar where I was really choking up, getting those grips up on top of the bar. But now I'm settled into it, and you'll see once I get to around rep 15, I start bending my knees a little bit more in a little bit of a knee up kick to get those final reps out of the way. And we're getting there, getting really close. Now those reps are getting tough, for sure. Regrip right there. Toes are still touching the bar, but a regrip is still going. And I got through the 21s. Stepping into the front squats. All I got to do is get through 15 front squats. I'm not fatigued internally tremendously. The front squats are burning a little bit, but really it's just my forearms. My forearms are killing me right here, but I don't have to go back onto the bar for toes to bar, so it doesn't matter. All I have to do is finish this one. Coming up towards the end, I do finish it in 3:57, just under 4 minutes. I'm taking a breath for every one of these front squats, a deep breath at the top, holding it through the bottom, exhaling, breathing at the top, and I finished that workout. It felt good. I went exactly as planned. If I was to go any faster in this workout, the only thing that I would do was to be faster in those transitions. I could race faster. Again, I kept those transitions from the bar to the pull-up rig and back and forth. I kept those a little bit slower. So I would move faster with a little more intention on that. I would chalk up quickly. Maybe I wouldn't even chalk up at all in order to go from one bar to the other. But fun workout. It got my heart rate going, but it was quick and it was done. And I did that after the rower workout. So that's all we need to do. We got through it and it felt good. All right, we've got event 3. I'm at Black Flag Athletics. I've got Rick Stevenson, who is judging right now, and he actually has a small fracture in his foot. He did not do that at the CrossFit Games, which he tied for first place at the CrossFit Games this year as a rookie, 50-year-old, but at a golfing event, he has a small fracture in his foot. So he's taking it easy, not doing these qualifiers, but he will be doing the Legends Championship along with me because we got automatic invites being CrossFit Games athletes, and I actually got an automatic invite having won Legends last year. This workout, however, what we've got is 25 dumbbell step-ups into 100 double unders into 50 wall balls 3 times through. So this is one of the workouts that I was not necessarily looking forward to. I know it was going to be challenging. I know the wall balls were going to hurt. And my plan on this workout was to have a nice steady pace through these step-ups. So with the dumbbell step-ups, Mike in the background, he actually puts the dumbbell on the back of his neck and then has both hands free. He has it locked up there on his shoulders. That was crazy. I couldn't get it to quite stay there. I didn't have the confidence to do that. So I actually have it on my right shoulder, and I have it angled in such a way that the back of my head is actually holding part of that dumbbell, and my front hand is stabilizing it just a little bit. And then right leg, then left leg, right leg, left leg on those step-ups. The goal was just to have a nice, consistent pace. Now we go into double unders, and my goal on double unders was unbroken on the first 2 rounds, knowing that I was probably going to have to break up the double unders on the 3rd round. I am very comfortable with double unders, and I did complete this set of double unders unbroken. I used to have, and I guess I still have, 2 forms of double unders. I have slow paced double unders where I can just do really, really huge sets. And I also have fast double unders if I'm racing. So when I was at the games, event number 3 had 50 double unders intermixed in a chipper workout, and those were my fast double unders. I was able to really hit the gas on those double unders. On these double unders, I was actually racing Mike in the background. I wanted to give him a good push. He is actually looking to qualify. So I wanted to give him a good push, and I turned on my fast double unders. I got done about 10 reps before him. That's just over 100 double unders. Mine are just a little bit faster. No problem there. On these wall balls, I was never planning to go unbroken on these wall balls. I think that is a recipe for disaster. There's just, for me, in my body, having my capacity, that would blow me up too much. And this is one of those workouts that is like a chipper workout. You're really chipping your way through. Even though it's a 3-round workout, it has a chipper feel to it. And so I anticipated this workout getting pretty gnarly the deeper you go into this thing. It's just going to hurt more and more and more. So I did release a video a few days ago on my strategy with each one of these workouts as I was reviewing the workouts. And I thought for sure that the wall balls were going to be a breakup. And I went with that strategy today. I decided to go 35-15 on this first set. Couple of things I'm thinking about on wall balls. On a workout like this where my legs are fatigued from the step-ups and the double unders, this becomes a very shoulder-intensive wall ball. So I'm trying to really loosen my shoulders. Once I release that ball, sometimes I'll swing my arms around and re-catch. I just hit my lights here. Sometimes I will let my arms come back down and catch, but I'm really trying to relax my shoulders in between each rep. I don't have a really great way of doing that, and I'm not great at doing the swing around. Brent Fikowski is great at that. I'm not great at that, but you'll see me do that at a certain point. I give that a shot. I also breathe on my wall balls. You know, I exhale as I throw and inhale as I catch, and I hold my breath through the bottom position so that I can explode my breath again on the throw. So I do get a breath per wall ball to help me regulate my pacing on those wall balls. My goal on this workout was to minimize transitions, to really just get back to the box, pick up the dumbbell, and go. And that's what I did. And once I finish these step-ups, I will get right to the rope, try to go as quickly as possible. Same with the wall balls. I don't want to spend time in this workout, which is a longer workout with a lot of reps. I don't want to spend seconds in transitions breathing or waiting to get started. This is just one of those pick it up and just go. So I'm not suffering yet. I'll tell you that. At this point, I'm not absolutely suffering. I'm not super comfortable, but I'm not suffering yet. That's coming. Suffering is coming. I anticipated this workout being pretty gnarly, and it gets really gnarly. I don't think there's any way around it. I'll talk about that once we get into the 3rd round. But because I was competing a bit with Mike in the background, I was trying to keep a really solid pace on these step-ups. I thought he would be the kind of guy that might actually go faster on the 2nd round of step-ups. He's a bit taller than me, and step-ups are just not a huge strength for me. So my goal was just to keep a nice, consistent rhythm on these step-ups. A lot like the burpees that I did in event 1, it was literally almost like a rhythmic, like up, up, down, touch my foot, up, down, touch my foot. And my cadence was a little bit too fast there, but that's what I was kind of going for. I'm also in Ohio, and I was pouring sweat like crazy. It was actually insane, the amount of sweat pouring off of my body. But I felt pretty good about my transition to those double unders. I felt like I picked up my rope, took a breath, and just got right into them. Now, double unders have become a strength for me. I don't know if there's really a strength. They're just not a weakness. I've done a lot of practice with double unders historically. I did, when I first started CrossFit, I was annoyed that I couldn't do double unders, so I did this workout called Flight Simulator, where you do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, all the way up to 50, and then back down 45, 40, 35, 30, all the way down to 5. Unbroken double unders. You had to go 5 unbroken before you move on to 10. 10 unbroken until you move on to 15. If you're on your set of 50 and you trip at 49, you got to do that whole set again. But I would do that little workout, Flight Simulator, multiple times a week until I finally got my double unders dialed in. And so, over time they've been, I built my capacity to where 100 is just not that big of a deal. It's not always been the case. I did a lot of practice there. So I did that set unbroken. I did 100 unbroken, felt good about that. One of the things I try to do when I pick up the wall ball, especially when I'm throwing to a target as opposed to a wall, a stationary wall, is I really try to focus on the first throw. Just make sure that first throw hits the target so that I don't I don't undershoot it, I don't bounce it off the bottom of the target, I don't overshoot the target. Literally get that ball into your squat clean, look up, and throw that ball up at the target. Round 2 on the wall balls, I remember thinking pretty tired. I'm feeling it. I think I'll go 25, 15, 10. Where I felt it was in my shoulders. My shoulders were absolutely on fire. And I think that's just because my legs were fatigued from the step-ups. And I didn't have a lot of pop in those legs. It was mostly shoulders at that point. Just shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. So it was pretty gross. I felt my shoulders on fire. I can also say that if I were to redo this, I would try to keep those shoulders. So I am releasing and holding those arms up there. That's pretty standard for me on how I do wall balls. It's just kind of how they hang out. But I would definitely throw and relax my shoulders more if I could. I would really focus on that and focus on catching that ball on the way down so that my shoulders are bearing the load of that ball the least amount of time possible, if that makes sense. All right, I know I've got 10 reps left. I am definitely suffering at this point. I'm not going to lie. I'm in the middle of this workout. I know it's gross. I knew it was going to be gross. I know this last round is just going to be pretty nasty. And I'm not done with the wall balls yet. That's kind of what's going through my head. Like, I've got 10 more and then 50 more. It's kind of, there's these things that go through your head, these little psychological torments that go through your head. I'm like, okay, all right. It's time to get over here. Let's get this going. There's no reason to just stand here. Get it up, get it back on my original right shoulder, tuck it in behind my head, and just get moving on these. And these were, this was a much tougher set of step-ups at this point. Much tougher. I've got a lot of fatigue. And in fact, the first 2 rounds of step-ups were the first round, my heart rate wasn't up. I was breathing like normal. They just weren't that hard. The second round, I was able to kind of catch my breath from the wall balls. Now I've crossed that threshold. When you cross that threshold in a workout where you aren't catching up on breath. You're just not gonna. The rest of the time, this next 3-4 minutes, I'm never catching up in my breathing. And that's a pretty gross feeling to have. I mean, I am breathing oxygen, lots of oxygen, but I'm not catching up. So I'm kind of suffering. I'm trying to keep a decent rhythm on these step-ups, try to keep a really decent pace. Never stopping, obviously, never stopping. But I am suffering. I'm not catching up on my breath. And we're just going. We're just going and going and going. Honestly, my dumbbell up on my shoulder, my right arm got tired holding it up there. So I was switching arms. Like, now I've got my left arm kind of stabilizing the dumbbell so that my right arm can take a break. Not comfortable, right arm, and that's just because my shoulders are uncomfortably on fire from the wall balls at this point. But I'm just about there. And done. Let that dumbbell drop. The shirt is coming off. The reason the shirt stayed on was to help hold that dumbbell on the shoulder. With a lot of sweat, that dumbbell can get really slippery. So the shirt helps keep that dumbbell on there. That was, I mean, we'll call that strategy, but it's just common sense, I think. Now, my goal on double unders was to go big sets here. I was not planning on hitting 100 here. Heart rate is just really high. I'm pretty fatigued. I got 50 wall balls to do. So I'm negotiating in my head, like, okay, let's see. Should I get to 50? Maybe I'll break at 50. Well, I really don't want to break at 50 because it's only halfway, so maybe I'll break at 60. 60 doesn't feel like enough. Then I'd have 40 left. So I actually chose to stop at 65 because at 65, I only have 35 left. And that's just how my brain works. I negotiate in my head all the time. I can do 35 all day. I can do it. So I took 5 or 6 breaths there. Most of that was really to stay calm so that when I get to the wall ball, I'm okay. I do actually trip here. At a certain point, I stumble or I trip on the rope. Oh, there it was. I tripped. Now I got like 10 left. I wasn't sure if I counted the rep that I tripped on, so I redid that rep. Hands are so sweaty. Now it's time to do wall balls. Now it's time to think about the strategy. This is where the max amount of suffering was happening on this workout. Right now, the shoulders are on fire. My heart rate is through the roof. I checked my Whoop. My heart rate's hanging out at 175 at this point. That's pretty uncomfortable as a heart rate. There I'm swinging my arms because my shoulders are just in absolute agony. And swinging my arms like that it's not easy for me. It's not comfortable. It's not familiar. I probably need to practice that a little bit more. That was a no rep. I missed that. So I do believe I do an extra rep on this next set. I think I got through 15. And my plan was, I'm going to go, in my head at this point, is to go 15, 10, 10, 15. And let's just do that. I could suffer on those last 15, no problem. So here I'm coming up on a set of 10. And I'm hurting. I am really hurting, and I just kind of want to be done with this thing. So there was 10. Elbows on my knees. You know you're hurting when the elbows rest on the knees. When my elbows rest on my knees. I am hurting. In my head, I'm thinking 10 or 15. What do I want to go for here? 10 or 15. And I probably got 2 reps in. I was like, I'm doing 10. Hell yeah, I'm doing 10. There's no way I'm doing 15 yet. There's 6. 7. I don't know about you, but I always have 3 points of contact on that wall ball when I do wall balls. Hand, and chin. As disgusting as that is, because some people sit on their wall balls. Don't sit on your wall balls, people. It messes up the wall balls, and it's your butt on a wall ball. My chin is going on that wall ball, so don't sit on them. For longevity and cleanliness sake, for goodness sake, don't sit on wall balls. So I just find that if I can catch that on my chin and my hands, it keeps me in a nice vertical position. If it's in front of me, I tend to fall forward, and that takes twice as much work. On this last set, I did 9, and now I'm going to do 6. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm done. Glance at the clock. It was 14. Let's see. I'm going to hear myself, because I thought I had the clock in the screen. But I definitely come up to the phone and I tell the score. It was a really tough workout. If I was to change anything in that, I might break up the double unders on round 2. I might break up the wall balls. No, I don't know if I'd change anything. I would just suffer more at the end. Let's see what I say my score is.
14-24.
Okay, 14-24 was the score. 14-24, under 5 minutes a round. That's fine. Really, really tough workout, but great programming. I mean, to program a workout like that and just know that the step-ups are going to really affect the wall balls, double unders are going to affect everything. Like, what a great workout. I absolutely loved it. I tried to be quick in my transitions, minimize any extra movement whatsoever, keep my double unders fast and relaxed, and I felt like I executed that workout really well. That's how I do that workout. Semifinals, when all the pressure is on, that's how I do that workout. Anyway, that was workout 3. All right, here we've got event 4. And the way we kicked off this event, I actually had a timer going, but forgot to turn on the camera. So it went 3, 2, 1, go. I was like, oh, my camera's not going. Ran over to the camera, started it, and I started at the 10-second mark. So that's what I did on this particular workout. The clock is off the screen. I couldn't make it fit. Rick is judging Mike over on the corner. So my goal in this workout was to catch Mike. He had a 10-second head start on me, so I just wanted to catch him. And he was pretty elusive. This workout is 2 wall walks, 4 dumbbell snatches. And then we move on to 3 wall walks, 8 dumbbell snatches, 4 wall walks, 12 dumbbell snatches, and we keep that progression going, is what we do on this workout. So on the wall walks, one of my biggest strategies on wall walks, I'm going to talk about my strategies and I'm going to talk about my mistakes, because I do see a mistake as I'm watching this. And if I had a judge watching me, it would have been corrected immediately. But on wall walks, what I generally try to do specifically is keep tension off my shoulders as much as possible. So I literally touch my chest on the floor, I walk up the wall, I come down the wall, touch my chest, and I immediately get off my chest. I'm never resting in that push-up position. I'm never laying on the ground, never resting in that bottom position. Here we'll talk about it. I am going up the wall, get my hands across really quick, really pushing against that, chest down, up off my chest immediately, almost into a stretch, and then just get going. Hands across, get back down, touch my chest, up off the ground immediately. And this is just a rhythm that I can maintain, and you'll see me maintain through this entire workout. I do that exact same rhythm. Now, one of the things I noticed in a couple of these reps, not all the reps, but there were a few reps towards the beginning where my front hand may have been moving just before my second foot was on the wall. It's really hard to tell on the video. I've got black shoes on, unintentionally on a black wall, but it looks like my hand may have moved on some of the reps slightly before my foot was on the wall, and that's not okay. You have to have your second foot on the wall before your hands move. So that's an easy correction to make. That's just some bit of a correction that a judge would make if a judge was like, hey, second foot on the wall before your hand moves, and I would have made that correction. I would call this out of practice. I would call this, this was honestly, I did this first. This was the first workout I tested, and I hadn't done a workout since the CrossFit Games. It's been like 2.5 weeks since I've done a workout like this. So I'd call this a little bit out of practice. But my goal on this workout was literally gas pedal the entire time. That was my initial plan on this workout. There is just no reason to rest, no reason to stop. This is a wall walk workout 100% of the time. That's it. It's a wall walk workout. The dumbbell snatches were literally like a break from wall walks. You would just use your glutes, your hamstrings to launch that dumbbell as a light dumbbell overhead. I actually think that this could have been a heavier dumbbell to make it a little bit more of an interesting workout. The 50-pound dumbbell is just nothing anymore, right? It's just not a challenge. A 70-pound dumbbell would have made this a bit, just a delicious and awful challenge. But whatever, I'm not super worried about that. So this is a wall walk workout, and for me, the whole goal is just rhythm. And I've repeated this in almost all the workouts. It's finding a rhythm that works. I do almost the same amount of steps up as I do on the way down when I'm doing these wall walks, unless I miss the line and I got to redo it. But literally, as I get going, I'm trying to take, let's see, I get up, 1, 2, 3, 4, other hand gets across, and I'm back down. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, touch my hand down, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, touch my other hand, 1, 2, 3, get down. All right, back to the dumbbells. Another pro tip that I like when I'm doing wall walks in a home gym or in my own space is I like to do it on a gymnastics mat, a really thin gymnastics mat. That'll actually allow me to slide down the wall and plop with my feet against the wall. When you're on a hard surface like this, you cannot slide down the wall and break your toes off. But with even like a 1¼ inch or 1½ inch gymnastics mat, you can save your toenails and not break them. And slide down the wall on the way down. It saves just a little bit of energy. Maybe it's a little faster, but this wasn't bad. Here we go. Here's the rhythm. We go with the hands 2, 3, 4, across and back down. Nice little rhythm. Get off my chest. Feet up on the wall. Step, 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 step. Touch the second hand, and we're back down. It's just that easy. Even though my shoulders are on fire. We must be on the set of 8 at this point. Definitely not on the set of 10. But one of the differences I do see between me here in the front and Mike in the back, when Mike goes down to the bottom, he does take a break laying on the ground. And again, I think that's okay for some guys. It doesn't work for me. I've got to get up off the ground immediately. And I do take a break in the sense that I get onto my knees and I open up my shoulders for just a second. But for me, it's just a rhythm thing. Getting off the ground releases tension on my shoulders immediately. I am also pouring sweat all over this gym. I do apologize for the amount of sweat that I'm leaving right there every time my stomach and chest touch the floor. But I'm a sweaty guy, and the humidity here is at least 8,000%. It's literally like we're doing this underwater. That's what it feels like. And I know you guys in Florida, I know it's much worse. Maybe even around the world. This is getting tough. These wall walks are getting really, really tough. Yeah. My goal, again, was to catch Mike, and he had 2 reps on me to start this day because, he had a 10-second lead, and I don't think I ever caught up. I think I caught up to within 1 rep of him. But yeah, it was tough. All right, let's see. Dumbbell snatches, there's no break. Just go right into them. This is literally a break from the wall walks. Now, I know I am battling here to go as fast as I can. This is an 8-minute AMRAP. The time is ticking. It's however many rounds and reps you can get in these 8 minutes. And I am trying to go as fast as I can on these dumbbell snatches. I think I could have gone a little bit faster. Literally pulling that dumbbell down. But again, you'll see when I finish this set, I move really quickly backwards onto the floor. The transitions are fast. Mike is cruising right now. All right, here we go. And we've got the wall walks. Same rhythm. It was really interesting. Every time I went back to the wall walks, even after the dumbbell thrusters, it felt good. It felt really good. Like, it was no problem. The first 3, 4, 5 reps, no big deal. And then they caught up to us. So I believe this is the round of 10 right here. I'm completing my 3rd rep right here on the round of 10. And these were pretty gross. Honestly, the shoulders were really, really taxed here.
3, 2.
We finished it right there. So I got 4 reps into the round of 12. And that felt good. That felt really, really good. If I was to redo that workout in a semifinal capacity, I think that's my score. I don't know if I can go faster. And I would definitely have corrected that. There's a couple of times where my foot wasn't quite on the wall before my hand moved. That's just an error, and that should not happen. That would, if I had to submit this video, I would redo this workout. I would absolutely redo this workout. I didn't notice it until I was rewatching the video, and again, I didn't have a judge judging me. I was counting my own reps because this is just to share this with you. But really fun workout. That's workout number 4. I loved it. I loved the combination of wall walks and dumbbell snatches, but really when it comes down to it, it was max wall walks for time in 8 minutes. So that was fun. All right, here we've got event 5. We kick this off with a 100-foot shuttle sprint, shuttle run, so 25-foot segments down and back 4 times, and then 5 clean and jerks. Back to the same amount of shuttle sprints and 5 bar muscle ups. All right, so my plan in this workout was to try to complete a round every 90 seconds. This is a 15-minute AMRAP, so a round every 90 seconds gets me 10 full rounds. Yeah, that was my plan. I wasn't sure if I could keep that pace. I knew that it was going to get really, really dicey towards the end. This is going to be one of those workouts where the first 5 minutes feels pretty good. The next 5 minutes, you start to transition to feeling pretty awful. And then the last 5 minutes are pure torture. So that was what I was planning on, and that's what I thought this workout was going to be like. These shuttle runs I'm doing right now, boy, these are lively. I do like these early shuttle runs. They slow down, and I knew they would slow down. It's pretty easy to know they slow down. But the goal on this was just to stay under 90 seconds a round. Bar muscle-ups are kind of my jam. That was a nice grippy bar, so I felt really good about that. Really tried to achieve a nice lockout on every one of those reps. And quick and easy. I've got Rick Stevenson, who was available to be my judge on this. He just wanted to. And he is, if you ever get someone that can judge you in a workout, call Rick Stevenson. He could be a professional judge. He is so good. He's encouraging. He's kind. He's accurate. And it's just fun. It's just fun to have a good friend there judging and helping keep count on the reps. I probably would not have done as well on this workout if I had to keep track of my own reps. I would have been moving poker chips on the floor or something like that to keep track of this. So this workout was about transitions in my mind. It was something where I wanted to have the shuttle runs be a bit of recovery. So I wasn't trying to like break any world records on shuttle runs. I was just trying to be consistent, touching the ground on all the shuttle runs. No big deal. They are just kind of a mixer in there. It could be double unders, it could be shuttle runs. We could have an assault bike. Any one of those kinds of things would have kept that heart rate going, which is exactly what they did. And I tried to develop this rhythm where I would literally like do the shuttle runs, go right into that first clean and jerk, get 5 out of the way. Then do the shuttle runs, go right around, grab the chalk, quickly chalk up, and get those 5 muscle-ups out of the way. So it almost felt like this was just really like a clean and jerk workout that happened to have shuttle runs, bar muscle-ups, and shuttle runs in between. Because the clean and jerks for me were what tended to really increase my heart rate the most, whereas the shuttle runs were just kind of consistent and the bar muscle-ups were consistent. But I did find in the later rounds that something else started to happen, and it was really fun. So I'll talk about that when we get to those latter rounds. At this point, let's check the time on this video I'm recording here. And we're just about 3 minutes in. I held a faster than 90 second per round pace for quite a while. Actually, I was first round was like 1:14. Second round, I was well under 3 minutes. So the goal then was just to stay ahead of pace so that if I got a little bit slower in that 10+ minute time frame, I had a little bit of a cushion to stay faster than that 90 second per round average. So I had a little breathing room there. But like this is just rhythmic. Literally clean and jerk, 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 run, 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 bar muscle up, get into a rhythm on those bar muscle ups, show a nice lockout on top. I was actually going a little too strong on some of those muscle ups, so my legs I was wanting to come over the bar a little bit further. But come off that bar, right to running, no big deal. That was kind of the goal. It wasn't sexy. It wasn't this workout where it was just like, you know, you're not battling through the whole workout. You're kind of grinding through this thing. You're just burning time off of a clock while you're doing a bunch of activity. Again, in these types of workouts, I like to get that first clean and jerk out of the way, because what that does in my mind is it like reminds me, these aren't that bad. Even if I feel like garbage, if I just get one out of the way, like, oh, well, clean and jerks aren't that bad. They're hard, but they're not that bad. I have a habit often when I'm doing single clean and jerks like this of actually like dropping it, taking a step back, stepping up, clean and jerk, step back, step up. So I was mixing in practicing in this workout clean and jerks. I didn't do it the whole time, but where I would literally drop the barbell without taking a step back and just drop the bar and then bend over and pick it up. It's a better rhythm. It's a faster rhythm. When I take a step back, I can find that I can lose a second every one of those reps. Back to bar muscle-ups. One of my goals on bar muscle-ups is to have such a big and strong kip that there's really actually very little effort in my arms and my shoulders on the bar muscle-ups. And that just requires you got to get it really through there in that front position, a really fast snap, from that arch position to the hollow position to create that upward momentum. You're literally just creating upward momentum and then just riding it up there. If I were to let go of those, if you saw, I actually went back and retouched. I didn't touch on that last shuttle run, so I just went back and retouched. But if I were to let go on those muscle ups, I would fly into the back wall. So that's where the tension is. I'm literally kipping and throwing myself towards the back wall on those muscle ups and hanging on and carrying that momentum upwards. So it's really like, again, my kip throws me towards the back wall, but I hang on tight, which propels me up on top. I'll talk about the clean and jerks on this next round, but let's just watch some. The shuttle runs are now starting to get a little less fun. We are not even halfway through this workout. I wish I could take questions right now. Question that often comes up, like, how am I breathing? Well, my breathing is increasing. It's not frantic, but it's definitely getting up there as I'm working my way through this. But I'm trying to be fast on these transitions still, right into the muscle ups. First one is the hardest one. Once you get up there after that first one, the momentum is there. A lot of momentum coming down into the second, third, fourth, and fifth muscle up. One more. Those are really no big deal. Lots of practice on muscle ups. Lots and lots of practice. Really good grips and a grippy bar help. I like bear complex grips, and when I jump up onto the bar, I definitely get a nice false grip up on top of the bar. The bar is literally pinching the grip in the palm of my hand, and a lot of the pressure is on the grip pulling against my wrist as opposed to actually in my grip or on my hands. On the clean and jerks, overhead, there's my step back. Trying not to do that. Up, step back. There's that step back. You're gonna see me. I'm gonna kick that habit this year. There's the step back. I don't need to do it. I don't know why I do that step back. It's not, the bar's not gonna land on my head. There's that step back. I'm pretty sure I do resolve that in some of the reps in the future. There's no need to do a step back. Here we go. These are not the types of shuttle runs that, you're not looking at a guy that's like, yeah, I'm fittest on earth in my age category. Look at the way I run. I am not demonstrating that right here because it's just everybody's videos on the shuttle runs. You just look like you're dying because you legitimately are. Here we are back to the muscle ups. Got that grip up on the bar. It was nice. Once I get up to the top, if I don't get a good grip on the bar on the first muscle up, it's not a big deal because I can re-grip on the top. Now as I go through the bottom of each one of those muscle ups, I've got a good false grip. I choke up on that bar and just keep the palm of my hand up on that bar. Fast transition into the run. Keeping it consistent on those transitions. I think if I was to time them, I would say my transitions were pretty quick. Okay, here we go. Clean and jerk. There's my step back. On the clean, trying to keep my stomach tight, my core tight, my back straight. These are not, this isn't the setup you have on a heavy squat clean and jerk, but these are fast moving clean and jerks. Get down, grab that bar, hold tight, get it up overhead with a solid lockout position. Get that head through, show that lockout before that bar drops. Pretty standard there, but that lockout is important. What I'm trying to do is not press out. I really want to use my body as I'm getting that bar to my shoulder to really launch that bar overhead, catch it overhead, because my shoulders get tired a lot faster than my entire core and my legs. Those are what end up driving that bar up overhead. So that's a good jerk. Here we go, 5 muscle ups. First one's out of the way. Big kip. The more tired I get, the bigger the kip. And when I kip, I'm trying to keep my body fairly tight. I am getting fatigued. I can see that my legs are coming apart in the back. That is not something you'll see towards the beginning of this workout. But as we progress, my legs will get a little bit sloppier. Not necessarily what I'm going for. It's just kind of happening because I'm getting pretty fatigued. Here we go with the world's funnest looking shuttle runs. Now let's get to these clean and jerks. Again, get to that bar, set up my hands, grip it and rip it. Really trying to clean it in such a position that it can just pop off my shoulders and get overhead. Once it's overhead, I'm not gonna hold it there for any second longer than I need to. because that's going to really fatigue me with that load overhead. I want to get that weight overhead just as fast as I can so that I'm just under that load for as little time as possible. All right, here we go. Lots of sweat, back to the run. I am pretty fatigued at this point. I am still glancing at the clock. The clock is technically, I can look at the clock when I'm running towards those GHD machines on that back wall. The clock is up above the front door, so I can take a look at that clock. I'm doing math in my head to make sure I am on target to get 10 rounds done. Now, my goal is just to hang on for 10 rounds. It's a long workout. It's a lot of work in this workout. 10 rounds is going to end up being 50 bar muscle ups, 50 clean and jerks, and 200 feet of shuttle runs times 50, I don't know, 1,000 feet of shuttle runs? Is that the right amount? Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's a lot. It's a lot of work done in 15 minutes. I've done less work in 15 minutes and felt much better. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, except that this is a lot of work in 15 minutes, and it's really, really catching up to me at the end here. I'm pretty tired. I know I've got a cushion. I think the psychology of knowing that I had a cushion because I could see the clock slowed me down a little bit. I think I could have pushed a bit further in this workout. If I think about like my game plan was 10 rounds. Could I have done 11 rounds? Probably not. Not sure if I could have got 11 rounds, but I think I could have gotten through 10 rounds, and maybe the shuttle runs plus the clean and jerks. I could have chipped off some time for sure. If I didn't know that I was so far ahead of the 90-second average per round. Does that make sense? Like, once you know you're kind of achieving the goal you set out in your head, and maybe that goal wasn't quite as aggressive as it should have been, you alter, you slow down. I mean, I'm literally slowing down here. I'm very fatigued. But if this was the semifinals, if my CrossFit Games career or my ability to get to Legends was on the line here, I am going to push here because there's probably, I don't have the clock here on the screen here, but we're getting really close to the end of this thing, and I slow down. I would have probably sold my soul a bit more and allowed myself to feel all of the pain. And that there's nothing wrong with that. I would have allowed myself to do that. So, yeah, I'm feeling it. Definitely feeling it on this. It's really funny. The clean and jerks, the fatigue from the clean and jerks would actually catch you while you're doing the bar muscle-ups. And then the bar muscle-up fatigue would actually catch you as you started to approach the clean and jerks. It was like a delayed response. So we're getting really close to the end of this thing. These clean and jerks are pretty awful. I don't think I've slowed down much. I feel like the pace on the clean and jerks has been pretty consistent. I felt like I found a pretty good cadence. I could have chased that bar down a little bit faster, and again, if this was like literally just on the line for the rest of my career, the rest of my year, like maybe I push those just a little bit and shave off a second per set. But I'm not sure. I'm getting ready to get done with this thing. Now I just want to make sure that I get those 10 rounds. I want to make sure that I get the 10 rounds. Pretty quick transition here to the bar muscle-ups. Again, once I get the first one out of the way, the rest are no big deal. Same thing with the clean and jerks. You get the first one out of the way, you're like, okay, this isn't too bad. I can do this. I'm not really struggling on these. I'm struggling with the overall fatigue. Picking up that pace here. Get around. I think I can get a clean and jerk, but I glance at the clock. There's 2 seconds left. There is no need to do a clean and jerk there. I felt good. I felt like I had good transitions, speedy through the transitions. I felt like my movements were really, really decent. I didn't fall apart. Clean and jerks looked good. I didn't find myself really breaking form or putting myself in danger on those. I didn't put myself in danger on the bar muscle-ups. It was just a consistent effort for 15 minutes. And that is a time domain that I'm pretty comfortable with, even though it's really, really challenging. I don't mind 15-minute workouts. I can push that whole time. and even allow myself to suffer. So that was event 5, 10 rounds plus 1, 2, 3, 4 reps. There's 4 runs on that. Really fun workout. I loved it. I love bar muscle ups. It could have been ring muscle ups. I would have liked that too, but it would have been quite a bit harder. Lots of breathing on that. It was very metabolic, really a burner here. I remember feeling like it's just exhaustion in this workout. Nothing individually was super challenging, just an overall exhaustion. But that's how I got through event 5. That was a good one. All right, event 6, let's get into this one. So this workout is a snatch ladder every minute on the minute. So we got the clock running. First snatch is 155 pounds. That's the opener that we start with. I have not snatched since probably 2 weeks before the CrossFit Games. Yeah, I mean, we may have had some snatch practice in our training sessions before then, but then the week before the games was a deload week. There wasn't any major snatching at the games, and it's been 2.5 weeks since the games. I haven't snatched in a long time. And then also just being sensitive to a bit of a sore back from the games. It's almost done being sore, but I wanted to not go for gold on this one. This is not one of those events that, since I'm not qualifying, I'm not going for 225. If I was attempting to qualify here, 225 would be my goal. My goal today was to hit 205, to hit it safely, feel good about it, and we'll see if I get there. We'll see if I get there. We are on minute 2. We are at 165. That felt fine. Throwing on 175. You know, there's those, I don't know if you have those weights that are just kind of like your stressful weights. I'm just chit-chatting with Rick and Mike in between reps here. The clock is on that back wall, and just keeping an eye on it. I'm not really overly thinking 175. Like 175 is just one of those weights like, okay, I've got this. This is a good weight for me. I'm not super stressed about it. Again, my goal today is 205. I will have to really start to focus down at 185. That's kind of the weight that, like, okay, now we really got to pay attention. Then 195, then 205. But here we go. We're getting ready for 185. I am wearing a weight belt. I have found that I just recently in the last year started wearing a weight belt on snatches, and it does help with that compression. It helps me stay tight through the core. Snatches are okay. I do want to get a bit more proficient at that higher end snatch in this next year. You know, 185 pounds plus, I want to be able to be really proficient at that and be proficient at those higher weights, because they will come up in qualifiers. They always do, and then maybe it'll come up at the games next year. But now we're at 185, which is just one of those weights that it took me a long time to be able to snatch 185 pounds, a really long time. And then it took me an even longer time to get comfortable at 185. But here we go. Here I am checking to make sure that the camera is rolling. It's like, if I do this whole thing and the camera's not running, I'm going to be really annoyed. But I couldn't remember if I started the camera or not. All right. So, approaching the snatch, you know, I get into position. I kind of do the same thing every time. I stand back behind it. I come down, take a deep breath. I don't wait too long. As I get into my position, I try to find a spot to look at while I'm doing my snatch, just kind of a spot in front of me to focus on. Not too far in front of me, just kind of out there, slightly towards the ground. I don't overly crane my neck. Try to have a neutral head for the most part on those snatches. 185 felt good. 195, I'm ready. I feel good at 195. And we'll see as we get into the first couple of snatches at 195 that I get fairly sluggish. I miss one, but I'm just a little sluggish on it, which is a little frustrating. I just wanted to hit this because I wanted to get 205, so I wanted to hit 195 so I could hit 205. This was a fun workout. I liked the ladder because it really kept you focused, as opposed to just going for a 1 rep max, 1 rep max, 1 rep max. This had you going up, and you had to earn your way to the higher weights. So I didn't really finish my pull through the middle there. I didn't really finish it. I was pretty soft. I was a little annoyed by it, but sometimes I like to just get a feel for what the weight is before I actually go for it. And now I'm really annoyed because I'm not really getting as aggressive as I should be getting on this. I could be a little nervous. I could be nursing, just a little nervous that maybe, is this too heavy? But I just said, like, there's just no reason. I am going to hit this because I want to hit 205, so I got to get through this one. And come hell or high water, this is what happens. I just caught it short, but just got under it, got that up, and saved it. She wasn't pretty, but it was done. Now we're going to go up to 205. Yep. 205 is where we're at. A 205 is a weight that's pretty intimidating for me. I mean, I'll be honest. I hit 225 in semifinals this past year. Third time in my life I've hit 225. 205 is way up there in my percentages. Having not snatched for quite a while, I was pretty stoked to have 205 on the bar and have a level of confidence approaching this bar. I felt confident. I felt good. You know, sometimes you just have that feeling like, I got this. I got this. Standard setup. Now I know about being aggressive. Caught it just a touch short, but I felt really good getting under there. And I did not share with anyone else that my goal was 205. So when Mike threw on 215, I was like, all right, let's just do that. Maybe 215 is in the wheelhouse. You know, in the battles you have in your head when you're at this point, you're like, okay, my goal was 205. I safely did 205. I'm safe. I'm not hurt. It's the off season. I don't necessarily want to be lifting this heavy, but this is kind of fun. I got a camera going. I got some guys cheering me on just for fun because they're just hanging out. So let's see. Maybe 215 is in the wheelhouse today. Let's just give this a go. And then there's this other part in your brain. This other part that sneaks in and is like, hey, what are you doing? No. You're not lifting 215. So I just deadlifted 215. Max effort, snatch grip deadlift. And it's that happens sometimes. Sometimes you make this decision in your head, like my goal today is 205. You throw 215 on there, and my head was already set at 205. That was my plan. That's what I'm doing. And today I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. But when I was doing semifinals for the CrossFit Games 2022 semifinals, again, my goal was to hit one rep at 225. The workout was, 10 at 135, 10 reps at 185, 10 reps at 225, and then an AMRAP of reps at 245. I wasn't worried about the 245 in my age group. 225. I just wanted to hit one at 225. I felt like that would be a good separator. And so, like, my third attempt, I hit it. I hit 225. And I was like, I was so excited. And then I had plenty of time. I had like 4 more minutes to attempt multiple reps. And so I tried again, I shorted it. I tried again, I went too far. I actually bailed behind me for one of the first times with a heavy weight in my life. I was like, oh my God, I know how to bail behind me. Okay, I missed 2 or 3 more legit attempts, very close attempts. But in my head, I had only said I want 1 rep. And I feel like we can actually program our brain that we hit that rep, we're done. Like the whole thing is over. If I were to do the semifinals again or this workout again, and I was going for it in this workout, I may tell myself, like, today I'm hitting 235 today. I can do that. I can overhead squat a lot more than 245, and I can do that. And the difference between 225 and 235, yeah, that's a lot of weight, but I can do that. I may set a high target and literally drill my brain. I am gonna freaking hit that today, and then do it. So I do learn from those times when I set the bar at an appropriate level, but I could have set it a little bit higher. Today, I set the bar at 205. I hit that. I walked away from the gym today feeling great knowing that I hit 205. During the off season and not having snatched for a month, 205, for me, totally fine. Good times. The Legends qualifiers were absolutely great. I loved them, and I loved Event 6. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. It was really fun to go through all of these workouts in full. I know it's a long video. If you've made it here, you've watched this whole thing and I appreciate it. Please click the like and subscribe button. Share this with friends who need to watch this, who need help getting through these qualifiers, or just reviewing kind of the strategy on these workouts. I appreciate your follow. I appreciate all your support. If you have questions or comments, please leave them below. I'm happy to answer any and all comments. I'll see you next time.